Welcome back to my channel. This is Prisca Maka here, and if you're a new subscriber, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for returning. I hope you enjoyed this video. So on today's video, I am going to be talking about culture shock. This video is actually supposed to have gone up a very long time ago. Of course, I'm done with my program, and just like I said, I kind of stopped YouTube for a while because creating YouTube videos and studying was a bit overwhelming for me. So I had to just stop and focus on my studies. So if you don't know, I recently just finished my program here in Canada, and I have some time on my plate for the meantime. So yeah, I'm using it judiciously. So I hope you enjoyed this video and learn one or two things. Maybe you may experience this if you've landed, or if you're planning to land, or you may even experience more things. So this is going to be about the culture shock I experienced here when I came, the early months I landed in Canada. So sit tight and I hope you enjoy this video. So people, let's get right into the video. So I wrote down a couple of things. Of course, whenever I'm doing some sit down videos, I have my notes pad so I can make reference to the things I jotted so I don't forget important things. So the first time I landed, that was during summer last year. As a newbie, of course, coming to a country with different weather, you're going to feel the impact. So the moment, if you go down to my video and watch when I came out from the airport, you will notice that because I complained. I talked about how cold it was. Trust me, it was really freezing cold that summer last year. So the weather was my first experience. I was in serious cold. It was summer, but it was really cold. Coming from a country that we have a hot weather, and cold there is just basically during Hamatan. It was something else. It was different. My first few months, I had catarrh. I even almost lost my voice due to the cold. I experienced fever. It was not funny, but yeah, along the line, I started warming up to the weather. I got a heater. My room had a heater as well then, so it was not so difficult for me to adjust to the weather. Now, second on my list was the road signs. So after the first few weeks, I think I trekked to Dollarama from my school residence to the nearest Dollarama that time. And I saw some, pedestrian crossing, and I was like, what is this? I did not have an idea of how to use it. So, but I saw somebody using it, and I was like, okay, let's go, let's do this. My greatest surprise was the fact that the vehicles stopped for you to pass, for me rather to pass. And I'm like, what? Coming from a place like Nigeria, though I stayed in Abuja, but I know places like Lagos, you dare not cross the express road and expect a vehicle. Even in Abuja, you will wait, or you go and use the pedestrian crossing is like. So I always make sure I use the pedestrian crossing instead of me crossing the express, right? So I was really in awe. I was like, what? So they do this here. That was something really interesting I learned. Then the next thing I observed was the bus transport. So when I started using the bus here, I got lost. Now the first thing was, if you land in Canada and you use the bus system here, you will notice two things. There is a red button and a yellow rope that is in the bus. Now what this implies is you use either of them to alert the driver that you're going to stop at this bus stop, right? If not, they will just pass your bus stop. And what do? You have to trek and come back to where you were supposed to stop. So that time I was going to visit my friend. I didn't have an idea because the first time we used it, it was one of my colleagues then that, operated the whole thing. I didn't even bother to learn. So I was at the mercy of doing it myself. I didn't know how to do it. I was like, what do I do now? This driver passed my bus stop, passed two bus stops from where I was supposed to stop. And eventually, when the person that was supposed to, because it was someone else that was supposed to stop, that I followed to drop. When I stopped, I had to trek for like 6 minutes or 7 minutes back to where I was supposed to stop before I started trekking back to my friend's place. When I got to my friend's house, I told her the experience. She was laughing at me. I told her it was not funny. Like, but yeah, that is part of the experience. That was a culture shock for me, the bus system, because in Nigeria, we don't have something like that, right? So I was surprised. I didn't know how to use it. We were not taught, nothing, no orientation about it. So we learned. We learned. Another thing is the map. Google Map will lead you astray. Google Map will lead you astray. If you tell it, take me to the east, it will turn you around and take you to the north. So if you're not patient enough, you're going to get frustrated, trust me. But one thing here is you can always find your way, and people are always ready to assist you. So anyone you see and ask questions, they would assist you and you would eventually find your way. So next thing I observed was the no greeting in this land. Like, you don't greet your professor, you don't greet if you're a worker, you don't even greet people. How they greet here, or how they exchange, should I call it pleasantries, is hi, hello, how you doing? They don't say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. They don't do all that here. And coming from an African country where respect is something we uphold, I was shocked to my boomer. I'm like, what? Even your professor, you don't greet? Really? Back in my home country, the lecturers there take it so serious, you must greet. So, but yeah, that was something that shocked me, that shook. I was surprised about it. So, you just say hi, hello when you meet people, even elderly people, the older ones, you just say hi, how you doing? Hope you're good, and they'll respond to you as well. That was, a huge one. Now, the next thing was the self service option. Now, as I told you, I went to Dollarama and I observed that aside the cash points, they have a self service option. So here you'd go check out yourself. Any item you buy, you go check out. So you basically scan it and you proceed to pay. That was a shocker. We don't have that in my home country. I don't know if there is anywhere that we do have it, but from where I was, I don't think I saw that option there. So yeah, it was a shocker, and I learned how to use it eventually. It's actually very easy, trust me. Now, the next thing is tap water. Tap water. So here, tap water is a thing. When I came here, it was really, really difficult for me to adjust to the fact that I'll be drinking tap water. Coming from an African country, Nigeria, that if you by any means make the mistake of taking tap water, typhoid will be your best friend. Do you understand? Typhoid and malaria will be your best friend. So I do not even make that mistake. I was so scared to my bone marrow. I kept on buying bottled water. But at a point, I spoke to my friends and they all told me that my city has a very good water system. And yeah, if you Google it, you would find out that Kingston has a very good water system. Their water is very clean with no contamination. So I just took that benefit of the doubt. I was like, okay, you know what? I want to do this. I cannot keep on buying bottled water every time. I need to try this. I started taking tap water. Trust me, it was not easy, but yeah, I did it and it was really tasteless. It was clean. It was odorless. So I adjusted quite well, and trust me, since then I've not gone back. Am I looking like I'm having typhoid? No. So, but it depends on your province anyways. Some provinces don't have clean water, so please, you can buy bottled water. Now, I have shopping bags as the next thing to talk about. Now here, if you go to any grocery store or thrift store or wherever to buy something, you have to purchase a shopping bag. The shopping bags could cost as less as 33 cents, 99 cents, $2, $4, depending on how big they are. So make sure that if you're going out for your next shopping, carry that bag. Do not dispose it, because if you do not, you will find yourself buying as much bags as you go for shopping. I always forget. At times, maybe I don't even plan on going to buy anything, but if I go out there and I might just find myself in a grocery store or a shop or a thrift store, and the next thing I'm picking something and I check my bag, I don't have any shopping bag, and I find myself buying bags. So I purchased a lot of bags. Even the one I forgot one time, someone offered and gave me a free bag. So I have a lot of bags. So make sure any bag you buy, do not dispose it. Keep it. It's going to be really, really useful for your next shopping, unless you want to keep shopping bags. Do not say I did not tell you. So there's also a return policy. Now it depends on the store you enter. There was a time I got this cooker because I stayed in the residence and we were not allowed to cook, but I needed a cooker pot for making light meals because I won't be spending my whole money buying burger and chips and all that every time. So I realized it was a slow cooker and I made the mistake of buying a slow cooker. Though they do not accept any electronics, the only thing they accept is, I think, clothing, shoes, but electronics I did not know. So what they did was they gave me the grace of returning it that day, and I was able to exchange it to something better. And trust me, till now that pot is still really good. Though the place I'm staying now, we have a kitchen, we have a gas, so it came in really handy as at then when I was in the residence during my first year and all that. So yeah, it's really amazing. Now the last thing I'm going to talk about is lights. Light and free food. So Canada here, since I moved here, I think lights out has only happened twice, and that was because of the weather condition that occurred, which made them take the whole lights in, I think, the whole province, because they will announce these things before they commence it. So I think the weather condition was going to be bad on that day. They took the light, and the other time was in my residence. They wanted to do maintenance, so they had to take the light for a couple of hours, I think like 3 to 4 hours, and we were informed beforehand Since then, I've been in Canada for over a year and 4 months now, and light has been on throughout. You do not experience this from where you're coming from. You do not experience this from where you're, like, if you do this from your home country, you'll be like, what? Is today Christmas? Is something special happening in this country? But yeah, we've been experiencing light 247, and it's been really amazing. You don't want to stress, you don't stress yourself about trying to iron your clothes. Maybe you have school or you have church. There's always light for you. No stress. Then for the free food, there is food bank. As at then when I came, I think it's still in existence, but I don't know. I think their policy right now is really strong. So food bank is basically for people with low income or people that are helpless, that don't have things to eat. They provide you foodstuffs to help sustain you. So these were my culture shock when I came newly. So I hope you learned one or two things, and if you also come in, you may as well experience various other things. Hope you've enjoyed my video. If you've watched till this end, to this moment, like, share, comment. You can share my video to your friends who are in Canada, who are coming to Canada, who has landed Canada, just so they, have this in mind on what they could experience. And I hope you enjoy my video. I hope you comment. Please subscribe. Please, I need to start growing back. Subscribe to my channel so that I know that I'm not just wasting my time, but I'm actually putting this time I have into good use. Comment. I want to see you guys in the comment section. Like, I miss those days when I come to my comment section and people are asking me questions. Please ask me questions. I'll give you my own answer based on my opinion or my experience to the best of my knowledge. And I hope you enjoy this land, and I hope this land favors you, you and yours, if you're more than one. And see you guys on my next video, and have a lovely time. Cheers. Bye, loves.